Diana, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. And these latest figures show that the housing correction is far from over. Buyers simply don't want to jump into a market that's yet to hit bottom. And that's leaving a whole lot of sellers hanging out to dry.
Every morning when I wake up, I think I'm going to get an offer today.
Make Nicole Gray an offer, any offer.
The property's beautiful. And the house is beautiful.
Her $1.6 million home has been sitting on the market in Old Tappan, New Jersey for 3 months. Not a bite.
My expectations were that it would sell quickly, and it's not selling quick enough for me.
She's already cut the price once and is considering doing it again.
I think the main reason people aren't making offers at this time is because they're still waiting for the market to come down. It's been coming down steadily over the last 18 months to 2 years, and people, let's face it, they're waiting to get a good buy on a home.
While sellers historically see a bump in activity in June, a new report shows existing home sales actually fell nearly 4% from May to June and are down over 11% from a year ago, while banks are taking a longer look at borrowers.
There are continuing tighter lending standard, particularly in the subprime market, so that is having an impact on home sales. Also, at the same time, we saw a rise in mortgage rates in early June, and that definitely knocked off few buyers from the market.
The CEO of the nation's largest lender, Countrywide Financial, says mortgage trouble is no longer just with subprime loans, but also with loans to those with better credit. Foreclosures are up for both, and lenders are tightening their standards.
Banks want to make sure that you have enough money to make the down payment, pay your closing costs, but they also want to see that you've got money in reserve so that you have the ability to make all of your payments.
Now, many analysts had prediction that the correction would end toward the end of this year. They're now pushing back that forecast to 2009. We'll also be getting a new report on new home sales today. Unfortunately, they're not expected to fare much better than the existing homes. Matt?
All right, Diana, thanks very much. Diana Olick of CNBC. So what should you do if you're looking to buy or sell a home? Barbara Corcoran is today's real estate expert. Hi, Barbara. Good morning.
Nice to see you, handsome.
Thank you. We talked 5 years of a housing boom, and here all of a sudden we're talking about the worst housing market in generations, or a generation. What happened?
This is the two things that went wrong. Number one, the prices were going up by the minute, and more buyers were being priced out of the market, shoved to the sidelines. And the buyers that were pushed out were the lowest priced buyers. And if you think of the real estate market as a simple triangle, you knock out that bottom and the whole triangle just falls apart.
There was a report that the supply of unsold houses had decreased a little bit, and some thought that was good news. But couldn't that also be because some sellers are saying, I'm not getting my price, I'm just going to take the house off the market?
Of course that's true. If you weren't selling your house, you'd take your house off the market if you didn't have to sell. But it still counts. There are fewer houses on the market right now, which is good news. And the other good news in these recent statistics is the house price for the first time in 11 months has creeped up, maybe an inch, but still it's gone up. So I think the worst is behind us.
Practical advice for 3 different people. Let's say you're a first-time buyer looking to buy that first house. What should you do?
You should know that right now prices are at their lowest point, in my belief. Interest rates are cheap still, and if you could go in there and put in a low bid, this is the kind of market that you could actually get a good deal.
Yeah, but as we heard in the piece, people are saying maybe it isn't at its lowest point right now. If I wait a month or two, maybe I'll get a better price. Your word of warning is by the time you realized it's not at the bottom anymore, it's going up, it's too late.
You've said it so well. Once 1 or 2 people decide that it's a good time to come out, there's a weird thing that happens in this real estate business, everybody storms the market, and it's a little too late. You only see the bottom after you come out of it, and that's what we're seeing right now.
All right, someone trying to sell a house, what's your best advice?
You either want to be the prettiest house on the block, clearly the prettiest house, or the cheapest. And the way you be the cheapest is look at the lowest price house and price yours 5% lower. You'll sell that house that week, absolutely.
Or spruce up your house. Even just a coat of paint makes a big difference.
Yes.
And if you're an owner of a home and you can afford to hold on, should you do that?
You'd be out of your mind not to wait 3 or 4 months, because I believe the worst is behind us, and if you can hold on to that home, really hold on to it for 6 months, you're going to sell it for more.
Even if you've got an adjustable rate mortgage and it's about to be boosted in interest rate?
That's a money question. You weigh what you're going to pay for the extra 2 points against holding for a year, and let's say you could get 5 or 7% more a year from now. If I'm right on my prediction, and I might not be, but if you could get more, then it still pays to hold on to that house.
All right, Barbara Corcoran. Barbara, thanks very much for the advice.